bracket finals. Only one team may move and progress forward to the final event, and the other one will have to bow out. And now, Safa, you mentioned in the predictions that you want Toda was going to take this away. Are you on the same opinion with Terrence about Suha's performance overall?
I will certainly agree that while Suha's Evos have had very consistent and successful performances, the fact that they mainly remained the same the whole time makes it quite easy for other teams to predict what they're about to do. But I'm about to predict what you guys are about to do, and that's using this code here, MPL Nuggets, on your Mac delivery order of at least 50 ringgit in order to get yourself free 6-piece chicken McNuggets.
Ooh, delicious nuggets that you could be eating right now. And anybody who's having a watch party with your friends, or you've got a couple of people over with your family, you know, your neighbors are watching in from their own houses, but you're looking at each other through the window because you want to be close, but not really, then order yourself some Mac delivery through their application, through their website, and use that code. And then maybe you can kind of flex on them a little bit. It's like, aha, 9 nuggets? Well, I got 15.
Don't worry, the nuggets here is small enough to fit through the window, so it's okay.
You're just throwing them through the window to the other side?
I'm more wondering what nuggets are big enough to not fit through the window.
Also a very good point. But with that being said, we got to focus on this upcoming game. Expected drafts, because we've seen quite a lot coming out of Todak, and, you know, Farmis has been, you know, literally floating around the meta as of yet.
That's the thing, right? We saw a couple of Farmis picks here, but it hasn't been really extremely successful yet. Maybe we might pull it off in today's games, but the things I want to bring up here right now is that, you know, I know we are siding on Todak a little bit more, but in your case here, this is where I'm going to give you a little bit more points here, is that Suha's Evos, arguably, they're one of the most, I would say, consistent team in a sense where they don't exactly go out of the box, even though they have box in the team here, is that they play around Box's hero pool, they play around HY's hero pool, and also the Ace here, and they don't exactly vary a lot. And over the time here during the regular season, we start to see similarities between other teams. But in this case here, now in the lower brackets here, I have two things that I worry about here. People won't expect them to bring something new. If they do bring something new, it's going to be a wow factor, but it is going to be a hit or miss.
Hit or miss? I don't know. This one's rough. It's kind of rough, and it's very difficult to predict whether or not they're going to have a different draft. We haven't seen too much just yet, but based on the data that we have right in front of us, we can't say much about it. But let's jump in towards that draft and answer those questions straight away. Todak immediately banning out Cho. We're seeing a pattern here against Suha's Evos.
Yeah, this thing I want to bring up right now here is that it's no longer a usual best of 3 here. You know, having those hit or misses surprise factor is going to catch teams off guard one game. But when it comes to best of 5s here, it's all about stamina, it's all about consistency, it's all about playing the game as efficiently as they can. So if Suha's Evos decide to cheese a strat in one game here, Todak may lose a game, but they will start to realize it in game number 2.
Something important to note as well is that whichever team does end up victorious in this best of 5 is moving on to the grand finals, which is a best of 7. That means that whichever team does manage to do so has the potential to play up to 12 games in a single day, and that is going to take a lot of stamina. You might think at first, we should try to save some energy in order to make it so that we can still play at full power, but you can't afford to reserve any of that energy right now because your life is on the line.
Yeah, I think in this situation, it's like the easiest way to get out of this, win that 3-0, take this best, kick this best out of 5 out of the park, and then get ready, prepare the mentality for the grand finals. And I think, you know, both Toda and Suha's Evos, a little bit of a disadvantage for Suha's Evos because Toda has had that experience of best of 5s and best of 7s in that regard.
Now, I'm really surprised that Toda actually decides to ban the Ling here, considering that they have experience playing the Kufra for themselves as well. It seems like they don't exactly want to force Moon to play on tank role rather than, you know, keeping him on the mage role here and be having Moy single-handedly tanking for the team here. It might be that kind of strategy, I might be wrong, but there has been a trend lately as well, double tank compositions. I don't know, Suha's Evos, will they be able to adapt here? Seems like, based on bans here, nothing much has changed coming from Suha's Evos, but Toda has been extremely flexible in terms of their bans here.
Speaking of the double tank composition as well, we do see more and more teams are leaning towards that direction, oftentimes having a tank in the side lane where you would normally see the fighter position. And in that situation, I am a little bit concerned for HY. Having the Cho banned out means a lot of the rest of his hero pool is either heroes that he's not the most comfortable playing or are no longer as effective in the meta, such as the Lapu Lapu we saw yesterday here. And I'm worried that this could be a worry be for Suha's Evos, as after all, despite their consistent performances, they do tend to lean back towards these comfort hero picks, and thus as a team, their hero pool is not necessarily that large.
Well, I think mainly because Suha's Evos, they have very dedicated roles for each of their players. They aren't as flexible as Todak, where, you know, Formace and Chico are pretty much interchangeable with each other, and the same goes for almost similarly for Momo and Formace. Moy, on the other hand, he's dedicated to play that support and tank position, and the same goes for D-Ace. The only people who kind of go out of their way is Formace as well as AJ. AJ, he used to play Boxia in the side lane when Alice was in meta. Sorry, not AJ. Eevee was playing Boxia in the side lane when nobody else really